Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into some absolutely incredible source material today. We're unpacking the journey of Abraham Lincoln. And look, we're not just going to recite dusty old dates or textbook facts here. We're really looking at the very architecture of American equality. This is a life that is literally the ultimate example of struggle, self-reliance, honesty, and just sheer determination. So get comfortable because the concepts we're breaking down today are truly inspiring. I mean, think about it. How does a kid born into extreme poverty with basically zero formal education rise to become the 16th president of the United States? Not just that, but a global icon of freedom and human equality. It honestly sounds like a Hollywood movie script, right? But the source text lays out exactly how this incredible transformation happened. By looking closely at his life, we're going to see exactly how he climbed from the most ordinary, relatable circumstances to earn a permanent spot among the world's most respected leaders. Okay, let's dive right into this. We'll start with his struggle and self-education, then look at his path of honesty and justice. After that, we'll cover his presidency during the Civil War, followed by the era of emancipation and equality, and we'll wrap up with the big lessons from his life.
Section 1. Struggle and Self-Education. Now, what's really interesting here is how we're anchored in history. Back in 1809, Lincoln is born into a remarkably poor family. We're talking a tiny one-room log cabin in Hodgenville, Kentucky. The leap from that incredibly humble start to taking the highest office in the land in 1861, literally right as the American Civil War is erupting, is just staggering. And then only 2 years later, in 1863, he issues the Emancipation Proclamation. So we're not just looking at a timeline, it's a map of this unbelievable human ascent against all odds.
The source material really highlights how his childhood was defined by just severe economic hardship. His family had extremely limited resources, and formal education practically non-existent. We're talking maybe a year total in an actual classroom. But he had this absolutely fierce desire to learn. So what did he do? He walks miles, literally miles, just to borrow books from his neighbors. He reads constantly by the firelight at night. He relied completely on self-education to expand his mind. And the text points out this really beautiful irony here. The total lack of formal schooling forced him to figure it out himself, which actually became his absolute greatest strength. Section 2. The path of honesty and justice. Now, Lincoln definitely didn't start at the top. As a young man, he worked as a manual laborer, splitting rails. He tried his hand at running a general store, taking on all sorts of grueling jobs just to stay afloat. And the source notes these tough experiences were absolutely crucial. They taught him the real, everyday problems of common people. He then took that same fierce dedication to self-education and applied it to the law, reading legal commentaries entirely on his own. That led him to become a highly successful, widely respected lawyer, which really set the stage for his whole political career. It's just a completely logical progression built purely on relentless hard work. As he practiced law, his reputation wasn't built on having the deepest pockets or the most powerful connections. No, it was built on something much more solid. People trusted him implicitly. Why? Because of his profound honesty and his unshakable sense of justice. It's exactly how he earned the famous nickname Honest Abe. And it was this deep, grassroots public trust that really fueled his massive political rise.
Section 3. President and Civil War. And this brilliantly illustrates the core conflict of both his political career and the entire era. On one side, you have Lincoln's foundational beliefs, democratic values, and human equality. He firmly believed that every single human being is entitled to equal respect and freedom. But on the other side, you have the tragic reality of America at that time, the severe social and moral evil of slavery. Millions of people were enslaved, their fundamental rights completely stripped away. The source text makes it very clear that Lincoln stood squarely against this practice, which obviously set the stage for a massive, inevitable clash. When Lincoln took office in 1861, that tension just exploded into the American Civil War. The text describes this as hands down the most difficult period in the nation's history. He was immediately thrust into this brutal, bloody conflict, and his #1 mission became the ultimate test of leadership, keeping the country united. He had to step up and provide incredibly firm, unwavering leadership to protect the very survival of democracy and hold the nation together during a time of horrific, heartbreaking division.
Section 4. Era of Emancipation and Equality. Fast forward to 1863, and President Lincoln issues the Emancipation Proclamation. This was a monumental, history-making step toward ending slavery.
As the text outlines, this declaration was deeply rooted in the belief that absolutely no individual can be enslaved based on their birth or the color of their skin. And it wasn't just a legal document, it was a spark. It ignited an entirely new wave of hope for human rights and equality, literally changing the course of history forever. But what's really amazing is how he handled all that immense power. The source highlights that Lincoln was widely known for his humility, his simplicity, and just his deep compassion. Even in the absolute worst of times, he genuinely listened to the problems of everyday people. He maintained his patience, his courage, and his positive thinking, consistently putting the national interest way above his own personal ego. His legacy proves that truly great leadership isn't about flexing power. It's about morality, courage, and genuine humanity.
Section 5. Lessons from Lincoln's life. So the crucial point is that Lincoln's life actually offers a remarkable blueprint for personal development. Number 1, never stop struggling, even when things get incredibly difficult. Number 2, education and self-knowledge. Remember those miles he walked just to borrow books? Those are the absolute keys to success. Number 3, honesty and integrity are without a doubt your greatest powers. And number 4, with sheer determination and hard work, you can achieve the impossible. These aren't just historical footnotes, right? They're practical, actionable rules for living. Let's move to his broader societal duties and see how this builds into our own civic responsibilities. Because beyond his personal habits, Lincoln's life teaches us how to be better citizens. The text emphasizes 3 big duties here. First, recognizing that all human beings deserve equal respect and rights. Second, actively protecting democracy and justice. And third, always keeping the national or collective interest above our own selfish personal desires. His vision was ultimately a society that fully respects freedom, equality, and justice for everyone. I want to leave you with this final thought today. Lincoln remains a global symbol of human rights and democracy, offering this immortal inspiration of struggle, hope, and equality. If he could rise from extreme poverty, educate himself by the firelight, and build a lasting foundation of equality during the absolute darkest days of a civil war, well, what positive change can our determination build today? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you next time.